Oil spills and control. Oil spills are the release of any liquid hydrocarbon in the marine and land environment through accidents or purposely dumping oil through sea wells, oil rigs and ships. In any case, oil spills are a form of pollution. Here is the list of some of the oil spills that happened in the world. Santa Barbara, 1969. Exxon Valdez, 1989. Bay Spirit, 2007. Cordova, Cebu, 2013.
Categories of oil spill. Class A. Light and fluid. Spreads quickly when spilled and has a strong odor. Most toxic but least persistent of all oils. Include high-quality light crude oils as well as refined products such as gasoline and jet fuel. Class B. Less toxic than Class C oils but more likely to adhere to surfaces. They can cause long-term contamination, highly flammable, and will burn longer than Class C oils. Include lower quality light crude oils and refined products such as kerosene.
Class C. Heavy and sticky. Do not spread as quickly or penetrate sand and soil as easily as lighter oils. Adhere strongly to surfaces. Severely contaminate intertidal zones. Include most types of crude oil and bunker D and bunker C fuel oils. Class D. Solid and has the least toxicity. Cleanup nearly impossible when heated and hardens on surface. The volatile components of some oils evaporate. They may leave behind Class D residues. Non-petroleum oil. Synthetic oils and oils derived from plant or animal fats are regulated by the EPA because they cause contamination if released into the environment. Slow to break down and easily penetrate soil, causing long-lasting damage to an affected area. Examples of non-petroleum oil products include cooking fats and synthetic oils. Oil spill sources. Each year, human activities send between 190 million and 706 million gallons of crude oil or its refined products into the seas. The single largest source of man-made oil pollution in the oceans is oily waste spilled from ships. Oil illegally dumped from commercial ships accounts for 46% of all the oil entering the world's oceans from human sources. While oil spills produced by large industrial accidents like the Exxon Valdez, which spilled 11 million gallons of oil in 1989, or British Petroleum's Deepwater Horizon, which released 210 million gallons of oil in 2010, garner the most media attention. They make up just 18% of the oil released into the water as a result of human activity. Their pollution from cars and industry accounts for just over 8% of the total input of oil into our oceans from human activity. The hundreds of tons of hydrocarbons that are emitted form particle fallout, which is then swept into the oceans by rainfall. Runoff from land sources accounts for 21% of oil discharged into the water from human activity. Rain washes oil leaked by cars from roads into storm drains, which empty directly into our waters. Another large source of land runoff pollution comes from the improper disposal of engine oil. An average oil change uses 5 quarts of oil, which can contaminate millions of gallons of fresh water. Industrial activities associated with the extraction of petroleum represent just 6% of oil in the water from human sources. Laws governing oil spill in the Philippines. Republic Act No. 9483. An act providing for the implementation of the provisions of the 1992 International Convention on Civil Liability for Oil Pollution Damage and the 1992 International Convention on the Establishment of an International Fund for Compensation for Oil Pollution Damage, providing penalties for violations thereof, and for other purposes. Presidential Decree 600. This decree shall be known as the Marine Pollution Decree of 1974. Prevention and control of marine pollution. Effects of oil spill. Humans. Economic impact. Acute toxic effects. Animals. Harmful to marine birds, mammals and fishes. Oil control in the Philippines. The NOSCP of the Philippines is centered on a three-tier response system which is similar to other countries. The Philippine Coast Guard, through its Marine Environmental Protection Command, is the lead agency responsible for the containment of oil spills in the country. NOSCP Tier Classification. Tier 1. The government plays an oversight role while the company responsible for the oil spill does the containment. Tier 2. The company responsible for the oil spill together with the local district of the Philippine Coast Guard do the containment through the use of the nearest government response equipment. Tier 3. The Philippine Coast Guard spearheads the containment while executing international agreements and conventions. Summary of the NOSCP hierarchy. The National Response System of the United States. United States Oil Response System. The Coast Guard and EPA have the greatest responsibility for responding to oil spill emergencies. On-scene coordinators. The most prominent role in the National Response System, responsible for directing response actions and coordinating all other efforts at the scene of a discharge or spill. The National Response System. Responsible for three major activities relating to managing oil spill response: distributing information, planning for emergencies, training for emergencies. Regional Response Team. There are 13 parties in the United States, each representing a particular geographic region of the United States. Special Forces. National resources with unique expertise. When responders face difficult problems, they can call on Special Forces for assistance. Special Forces components: Coast Guard National Strike Force and SF Coast Guard Public Information Assist Team PIAT EPA Environmental Response Team PRD National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration Scientific Support Coordinators SSCs National Resource Trustees. Methods of oil spill removal. Bioremediation. Uses microorganisms or biological agents to break down or remove oil. Dredging. Gathering up bottom sediments and disposing of them at a different location. Dispersion. Materials such as detergents can disperse oil into smaller clusters that may be easier to remove. Burning. Consists of a controlled burn of the oil on the body of water. Disposal of collected oil. Local. Disposed within the province. Disposed and treated in Manila. Disposal of collected oil. International. Oils evaporated or seeped onto the ground. Oils evaporated or recovered. Currents transferred to Texas or recovered.